Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms. Check this out, man. So I was at one of our local Hamfests here in North Carolina, and I came across a couple of cool old CB radio books. I'll start with the one that I first saw sitting on the table, and it's the Radio Shack Guide, Realistic Guide to CB Radio, 95 cents. I don't know what year it was made. Now I get the camera closer in here after I show you all these and talk about it. Fourth printing, 1976, but originally made in 1972. And has some pictures. I'll go through it. Like I said, I'll show you up close. But it has, like, you know, your basic stuff. And honestly, I don't care if it was made in 1962. Technology, as far as how to make a CB radio work more effectively, hasn't changed a whole lot. Radio theory is radio theory. Now, of course, radio technology has changed. Antennas, however, are very much the same as they were back in the day. Wiring as well. So I got that one there, and then when I went through his stack of stuff, I found this other Radio Shack radio, which is the 1977 edition, $1.25, all about CB two-way radio. And again, I'll get closer up on these here. You can take a look at that. That's the back side, and there's the front. And this one here is pretty cool. And it actually, this was what really was nifty. It had a placeholder in it, and that is from somebody's calendar, and that's from July 1978. So that was sitting in there. Unfortunately, nothing written on it, but I thought it was pretty cool. And honestly, they're not that dissimilar. These two books are pretty close as far as the content. Totally different writers, but interesting. Last one was the cream of the crop here, and that's this. Citizens Band Radio Digest, and apparently they made, I looked up this stuff, and they actually made more than one version of this. This wasn't kind of like something that came out maybe yearly, I'm not sure exactly, but it includes the all-new 40-channel information, the world's most complete Citizens Band radio book by William J. Bradley. $5.95, that's a lot of money back in the day. And this one is really cool. I mean, it has a lot of stuff, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the camera closer in here, and we're going to go through and just look at a few of these things. My point on making this video is, first of all, Hamfests do not just have ham radio gear. Hamfests do not just have CB radio gear. Hamfests don't just have books. It has a little of everything. In fact, I bought the vintage computer you can see over there. I've got a Commodore. Well, I guess it's a little out of range. It's up on the top shelf right now. But I bought a Commodore 64 at Dayton Hamfest, and you can find all kinds of cool stuff. I bought a vintage Macintosh 2 at another Hamfest. So if you're into electronics in general, you can always find cool stuff there. But these books here are still quite useful. So if you are getting into the hobby, if you don't know anything, of course, I have a playlist of videos that goes on for about a mile now. That'll teach you about antennas for both your car and your home, and radios for both your car and your home, and the wiring and the grounding and all the good stuff. But if you're looking for a book that's going to teach you all about it while you're installing it, it's funny that you're going to find these things for free. I think these were 50 cents a piece, and he wanted $1 for that one. So $2 got me all the information I would ever need to install a radio in my car or in my home, or just to learn more about how this stuff works, which is pretty cool. All right, let me get the camera closer and we'll flip through some of these pages, and that'll wrap it up. Let's do it. All right, well, here we are. Then we'll go ahead and start with this green one here. Probably the oldest of the bunch, originally printed in 1972. And Radio Shack was the king. I mean, they were the biggest. They were the biggest name in CB radio. They got the ball really going. Of course, there were tons of other companies out there: Pace, Cobra, Uniden, President. I mean, the list goes on and on. Craco, JCPenney, Sears all got into the game, but Radio Shack really probably is the biggest contributor to the success of radio back in the day. And it even has some introduction. This stuff has all kinds of it. But we even have a breakdown of how a radio transmitter works, gets into single sideband and power supplies, schematics, and then it gets into installation of base stations, television interference, spark arresters. I mean, all the things that we've talked about here on the channel. You know, here's a car, how to help quiet down the, and that's a very simplistic, but at the time, probably accurate version of an ignition system on a car. Antennas, and it gets into Skywave here. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know how to tilt this camera any further forward, but line of sight, ground waves, sky waves. Really cool, right? And then this one is a lot of the same, although it's written differently. Yeah, different manufacturer. Just have some cool color, not color, but black and white photos of some of the stuff from the days. Beam antennas, dipole antennas. And again, like I've talked about this in videos, antenna placement on your car and what a drastic change it makes. Matter of fact, I had a comment years ago. I put my 102 whip on the back of my truck, and they commented saying that, you know, everyone puts it on the driver's side. And I said, well, everyone must be wrong, because you want to be talking to the forest, or do you want to be talking to the other lane of traffic? I want to hear traffic reports coming from downrange on the other side, so passenger side. But there you go, that's kind of cool. And some of it's going to be redundant, obviously, but I thought that was really neat. There's that. Look at that. July 1978. Somebody in July of 78 was putting that all together, getting themselves a nice CB radio setup. Today's radio will still be a good investment. It's incredible, but it's incredible that a lot of those 1976 radios are still around. And then the last one here is really nifty. This is a big book here. And William Bradley. You know, and it's look at all this. It's got stuff here. 192 pages. And there's a lot of pictures in here. So if you're into like vintage radio gear, like look at that. Keyboard on that thing. I believe I've seen that as a Sears, but probably not the same model. How to become a CB. Your first big rig. Oh man, look at this thing. Look at all these cool walkies. Look at that old Beetle over there. So I think for me, some of it was just seeing on this one. Here's a Cobra 139. I've owned one of those. And SSB model there. I've seen this telephone style one. These used to be a dime a dozen, but now, because time has moved on, these were old 23 channel sets. They've kind of gotten a little harder to come from. Royce has a beautiful AM setup here with 3 meters. And this was kind of cool. An in-dash. Hopefully you can see that. Again, I'm really having a hard time with trying to figure out how to get the camera just right on this, but there's a 23 channel radio with an AM FM radio built in, so in-dash. I've owned several of those 85 Dynascans. I mean, there's a lot of radios in here you've probably seen on my channel, and it has a lot of cool stuff. I have that microphone right there for sure. So yeah, you know, it's not a terribly long video, but I did want to show you some of this stuff. CB lingo, I made a video on that. Some of the things you're going to hear. Of course, there's 10 codes, but then there's also the slang in here. You know. So if you ever wonder what certain things stand for, it's got that in there. And then we have, this is my favorite, CB jargon. You know? He's an ace. He's an important CBer. And there's some stuff that I had never heard. Candlelit lights or lights, flashing lights on a police car. You know, we don't use it for bear reports much anymore, but I mean, this is comprehensive. A windjammer, a long-winded CBer. Very cool. And then, of course, you're going to get into your walkies. Just really neat stuff, man. And I'm not going to go through all of it. I don't think that anybody would have a problem with me showing pictures out of this. But you can find all 3 of these books on eBay, as well as at Hamfests if you're interested in stuff like this. I am. I think it's cool. I love reading in general, and so I love reading about the hobbies that I already have. So anyway, that'll do it. Just an interesting video that I wanted to share with you. This one here. 3 million copies in print. I wonder how many are left floating around out there in people's collections or in people's garages. Till next time, my friends, take care.